What's up, Dyers? Gorgon here, and welcome back to a brand new video, or technically another one in one of these series. Now, I find these series really amusing because, well, obviously, it's basically between two weapons or two things, and you basically get to put your own opinion, or more or less just see which one is better than the other one. And in today's video, I think this is actually a pretty nice challenge because these two weapons are incredibly strong together, and we're gonna see which one, in my opinion, is the better one. So, first off, we're gonna start off with the section of damage between the Spas and the Flamethrower. First off, for the Spas-12, or the Spas really, the damage for the Spas is basically 30 times 6 pallets. So technically saying just a whole lot of damage, and more or less, if it's literally a one shot to most zombies and literally a 2 to 3 shot to a many other more zombies. So meaning that you can absolutely demolish zombies right off the bat. Now, for the flamethrower, the flamethrower is basically doing 30 damage per hit, of course. Now, that isn't a bad thing because it's a flamethrower, obviously, and it does quite a lot of damage, but it does do significantly less, but it does so incredibly much damage in so little time, meaning that I can't really decide which one is better, but I would have to say Spaz does it because of the less amount of ammunition that it basically gives out. So in that regards, we're gonna be giving the Spaz a point. And now we're gonna be moving on to the headshot section. Now the headshot section for the Spaz is that it does 42 damage per headshot. So basically meaning you can literally one shot hundreds of zombies. Plus, also including the pellets, meaning a lot more headshots and a lot more damage coming their way. Meaning one-shotting and two-shotting many zombies, including of course lesser shots. Now, unfortunately, the flamethrower doesn't have a headshot section, so it does the same amount of damage to any body shot. So we're unfortunately gonna have to give the Spaz another point, sadly, for that. I'm sorry for that. Now, the next thing we're gonna be going over is the rate of fire. The rate of fire for the Spaz is 0.44, meaning a decent amount of speed for you to actually shoot your shotgun. And for the flamethrower, it's actually 0.15, meaning, of course, you will instantly just go on to the next flamethrower shot, aka just regular bullets, after your first shot. So, meaning you get to spray and pray every single second, meaning doing a lot of damage per second. So, unfortunately for that, we're going to be giving the flamethrower also 1 point. Now, to the magazine capacity. The magazine capacity for the Spas-12 is 8 out of 32, meaning, I believe some quick maths, I think that's like about 3 clips on the 3 magazines on the site. So there's 8, 16, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 3 magazines on the side and 1 you have currently, so 4 magazines in total. Now, of course, whenever you reload, you just devour 1 shot, 1 to 2 or 3 maybe shotgun shells, then you're right back in the fight. So yeah, but you do burn through ammo, I think a decent amount of speed, but not too fast. But you will still need to go to the ammo station every once in a while, and I mean like every 30 seconds, I believe, when you're constantly killing zombies. However, for the flamethrower, it is currently 30 out of 270. That's, I can't even count that really, but I would say probably 10 magazines or something like that, but that's just way, no, probably like 9 magazines inside, meaning you won't burn through ammo really fast, and you will be able to basically run around the map at least once, I believe, and then just refuel right off the bat. Meaning, you can basically kill hundreds of zombies without even needing to refill until you basically have to refill. So, for that, flamethrower does get another point because of its massive amount of ammunition it has. Now, on to the next one. It is the accuracy. Now, this is kind of like difficult to actually say, but I would say that the accuracy for the Spaz is more or less kind of like close packed together, but the farther the target is, the more spread out the shots become, and they won't do as much damage, but still they will do a lot of damage, but just they will kind of spread out and you won't be that accurate. So there's that. For the flamethrower as well, it doesn't even go that far. So plus the accuracy is basically wherever you spray it. So if you just do a swirl, if you just do like a spin, then the shots will do a spin. So I can't really say which one is better, but because they both suffer from distances and kind of how if a target is farther away, their shots are a lot less and powerful and stuff like that. I would basically say that I can't really tell which one is better, but I would say that's probably the flamethrower because it does go exactly where you shoot it, but just not too far. So I would have to say the flamethrower does get a point. The shotgun, just the bullets kind of just spray too far. Finally, abilities. Do any of the weapons have any abilities? Spaz does not have any abilities, thank the lords. And finally, the flamethrower does not also have any abilities, apart from the fact of just, of course, lighting zombies on fire. So I can't really know if that's an ability, but I would just say that's part of the weapon. But there is a thing where, for some reason, if you shoot your flame weapon through a wall, it'll actually damage zombies on the other side of any structure, meaning you can basically hit zombies that are other side of the wall and just deal damage to them without them even touching you or even seeing you, meaning it has a bigger advantage. I don't necessarily know if that's an ability, but I would say no because that's part of the gun and somehow that's legal in these parts of town. Next, we're going to be going over, and if you're wondering if anyone got a point, no, they did not, because obviously. Next, on number 7, is the price. Which one is basically worth more, worth less, and more or less, is it worth it to get it? The Spaz is in total of 3,500 diamonds, aka 3,500 diamonds, which I believe at the top of my head is like 200 Robux. I believe if you buy the I believe like 400 if you buy the pack, but 400 to 200, whatever, it isn't that much to get. And what I say it's worth it, it is definitely, because it one-shots and demolishes zombies right off the bat. So I would highly suggest the Spaz. Now, for the flamethrower, I don't exactly remember how many Robux it was, but I believe it was like 2 to 375 Robux, so that's also the same price of 200 or 400 Robux, but you can't actually spend diamonds on it. It has to be actual Robux, which is actually kind of worth it because you get to just destroy zombies with close range, and is especially against chillers and juggernauts. So there's that as well. Oh, I just remembered that the flamethrower does kill the what's it called, the chiller with its flames. So I'm not necessarily know if that's an ability, but since it kind of is, I'm gonna count that because why not? And so I can't really tell which the flamethrower or the Spaz actually does more damage, or which one is more better with the price. So I would say they're both pretty reasonable, and you should get whichever one you want. So they'll both get a point because why not? Now, finally, we're on to the last question. It's popularity. Which one do you see more often in games? Personally, I see the shotgun, aka Spas-12, more often in games than the flamethrower. I don't necessarily know if it's because the flamethrower distances isn't far enough or doesn't do much damage, or if it's basically a weapon that, is Robux material, but I don't really know why people don't actually get this weapon because it's incredibly strong. It's like at least A tier in this game. The Spaz, on the other hand, 1 to 2 shots many zombies and is an absolute juggernaut killer. It destroys their HP in seconds. And I would say that the Spaz is like at least like a 60% higher rate of popularity than the flamethrower, because I see this shotgun way more often than the flamethrower. So I personally say that the Spaz is actually a lot more oftenly seen than the flamethrower. For that, we're going to be giving it another point. Now, in total, which one would I suggest? And this is a question that I've always been asking myself. Which one do I want to suggest? And I can't really decide, apart from the fact that yes, the flamethrower is strong at close range, it isn't necessarily strong at long distances. But at the same time, Spaz isn't really good at long distance as well. But it does have a lot of damage, but not as much ammunition. And I think it's a little bit cheaper. So for that, I'm going to be saying that the Spaz does get a little bit more of a advantage than the Flamethrower. For that, I'm going to be giving it 1 more point. And we come to the end. Which one has the most points? And in total, it is a tie. I can't, I've been going over this for a long time. I can't decide which one is better. I know many of you guys will say Spaz is obviously better because of its damage, ammunition, price, and everything. But at the same time, Flamethrower is just as good with its price, damage, ammunition especially, but not much distance like the shotgun. So I would suggest the Spaz in my opinion, if a lot of people, so I would technically say Spaz wins this one, but at the same time, they are both a tie. I can't really decide. It is morally up to you what you want. If you're good with aim, get the Spaz. If you're not, go for Flamethrower.